I respect conservative.
Look, he's just like, I'm exhausted from dealing with these assholes. And he's just, okay, I'm not looking. Don't need this. Fuck
Florida
that.
man's not up yet. So
Okay,
you don't need
good.
to worry. You can look at everything that's up there. Rudy Giuliani is the subject or a subject.
Oh, shit. You went live?
In a new book called also
Hashtag Dick Move.
Hashtag Ms. Parker.
I am the Jay Tyler. Welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. Bitch.
Rudy Giuliani
wasn't talking about
is mentioned in a book called
what? She's looking at her own notes.
Somebody's been messing with my show notes. Andrew Kurtzman is the author, and the book is called The Rise and Tragic Fall of America. And I don't know if they do a whole chapter or if it's all about Rudy Giuliani, but according to this book, back in 2008, when his presidential run went tits up, he got really depressed and was drinking a lot, which
one does.
That's
what happens when you get depressed.
It's what happens when you self-medicate because you can't afford medical insurance.
Yeah.
Rudy could afford medical insurance. We can talk about that some other time. But according to this book, now I'm going to have to trust but verify here. Please don't. I'm talking.
Okay.
There were some tunnels underneath Mar-a-Lago, and God knows if those tunnels are still there.
So Rudy and Trump were tunnel buddies?
Okay, that was funny. I didn't appreciate you interrupting me, but that was funny. That was a few points above the usual.
The only time it's acceptable.
The usual dick behavior.
You got the cod.
Is this the first we're hearing about these tunnels? Because if not, somebody needs to go down in those tunnels because there are probably a bunch of papers down there that didn't get burned or flushed down the toilet at Mar-a-Lago.
Do you expect to have to issue subpoenas?
Don't know what that's got to do with anything, but hey, Justice Department, tunnels.
You could see the passion in her eyes when she was boring into my head. Like, is he going to play it or not?
No, I wasn't. I'm delightfully surprised.
I remember stuff.
Okay, that was the supporting character in this segment. Now we're moving on to the lead, the star, woman, the man, the woman, the whatever,
the man, the myth, the
is,
legend,
the one who is obsessed with children's genitals and making it a crime.
I'm not sure why
do anything with children.
I'm not sure why the Republicans are so hard for kids, whatever. But they're really about like children's rights when it comes to being murdered in school, and their parents' rights to do whatever they want with the kid, right? When it comes to like the parents' rights and what they want to do with the kid.
Okay, so let me get this straight. If you're a kid, don't play it yet.
I know, I'm just looking for the
children have the right to be shot up in a place where there is a presumption of safety, shot up to the point where they identify the bodies. So that's a right. The children have that right.
Right.
But if these children feel, well, in Texas, that'll get you investigated. That will get
killed.
That will get the parents investigated for child abuse. And they've got people ratting each other out for fun, I suppose.
I'm going with killed.
But they're also floating the idea that they're chopping penises off of little boys and chopping breasts off of
Fuck it. I've got the audio
girls.
on here already. I do this right now. Like I'm tired of waiting.
Huh?
Go
Sorry
ahead.
for talking.
No. Go ahead. When
I'm
you're
done.
ready. No. When you're ready, you know what to do. No, that wasn't it.
You pointed to that. We've got her on here.
I know, but it's going to take forever. Anyway, now I have to watch a Pure Power. Get your boner pills today. From Pure Power. Here we go. There we go. Okay. See? See? And then it just immediately fails. I do not know why.
Even the internet can't tolerate MTG.
If
And Cucker. Look, you got both of these assholes on screen. What do you think is
here,
going to
why
happen?
don't we just put this on and I'll just pause it there. Look, I don't even need this. I can just play this.
One of the most
I
popular.
can just do this.
Okay, so keep in mind that Cucker Tarlson identifies small children as being 17 years old.
All right. Well, if you have small children, I'd remove them from the room because you want to avoid hearing damage.
When it comes to gender affirming care, which is really child abuse, this is actually an assault and it's child abuse. And this practice should never happen. It's so disgusting and appalling, and it's an embarrassment to our country. You see, I'm one of those that believes the Republican Party is only worth being a true.
Jerry Taylor Green, stop. You're hurting the children. This is like little kids who pull fish out of the pond saying, "No, we need to take you home and put you in bed and put a blanket over you and feed you some some sweet potatoes."
Unless you're Mexican fish, then we don't do that.
Yeah, well, that's another subject.
Dang, 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 little thing.
The fish is going to die, and children are dying because they're not getting gender affirmation.
This woman is so, like, could you imagine being, I mean, okay, see what I try to do here at KRT is I try to simplify everything into like an E equals MC square, something that is so, you just can't argue it. It's going to be a sentence that happens in a moment, right? And this is so batshit crazy to me.
Like child abuse and like so-called gender affirming care, which is really genital mutilation.
Nope.
Dude, like,
nope,
dude,
nope,
intelligent,
no.
Look like intelligent, like people, like don't say but and like an exorbitant amount of times.
I don't care how many times she says it. What she just said is not fucking true.
I know. Well, you know, you have drawn the gaze of your Miss Parker.
It doesn't fucking matter that I say it's not true, because the people who hear this are going to think it's true. And they're going to go fucking insane on doctors who provide gender affirming care. And
Why?
it's going to be a witch hunt.
Do you really have that time to do what Miss Parker suggests you might do?
Oh,
like, do you have the time to do that?
No, they don't.
Dude, if you have the time,
they don't. But
if you have dude, if you have the time to attack other people for their moralistic values, then you have too much time. You should be working harder.
They don't have time to go do the work. What they have time to do is spew what they're spewing, and their minions will do the work for them.
I agree.
Thank you.
Spacebar.
It's puberty blockers that cause chemical castration.
See, look,
puberty blockers.
Look at this. Wait.
I know what
one
mentions puberty blockers. I know what puberty blockers are. It's a drug that's called Lupron. Don't give it to any child. If a child feels that they were born into the wrong body, they will be given Lupron, assuming it's accessible to them. If it's not accessible to them, then you're going to have 8-year-olds killing themselves.
Possibly. Not here, of course, because we live in an enlightened section of the
No.
Oh,
if their parents won't give it to them, they will kill themselves. They have a 40%. They have a 40% higher chance of attempting suicide.
But most people don't have the opportunity to put the child into those programs, into they don't have
Most
money,
insurance pays for.
but most people don't have insurance. That no, most people don't have insurance that covers that shit.
Okay, if that's the case, then why the fuck is she up in arms about it? If it's happening to so few people, why
Well,
the fuck
she's
is she
really
up in
pissed
arms
off
about it?
that she only got $183,000 in debt forgiveness.
Okay,
the
I'm
other
not
day.
done talking about Lupron.
Okay.
Lupron is a drug that they give to children. The child goes to the doctor. The doctor makes an assessment as to where the child is in their development. And they say, okay, this 8-year-old boy who feels like a girl, when when she's 10 years old, we're going to give her Lupron. This will prevent her from going into the wrong puberty. I've seen what happens to kids who go through the wrong puberty. It's, as a parent, I can't even imagine. My kid went through the wrong puberty,
Well, I've never seen it,
but my kid had supportive parents, number one, and they didn't come to this realization until they went through the wrong puberty. When you give a child Lupron, it is a blocker. That means it doesn't do anything permanent. If that child hits 13 years old and they are okay with having their voice dropped, getting hair all over their bodies, you quit the Lupron, puberty happens. They're incongruent. Their body is congruent with their mind. But if they decide, I am a woman, then they take off the Lupron and they give them estrogen. All Lupron is a stopgap so kids don't try to kill themselves by going through the wrong puberty.
Hey, here's an idea. We all loved it when Barry Bonds hit fucking 7,000 home runs and he was doped up on all kinds of shit. And we know that. We're fine with that, weren't we?
Barry
Shouldn't
Bonds
we have been
abuse.
like, shouldn't we have been like, no, you can't, no. You're either Ken Griffey Jr. or you're a roided out Bonds. Only one of you doesn't have an asterisk. We'll be back in a moment. I'm the J. Tyler.
I'm fucking fired up,
I know you are.
Miss Parker. God
We'll be
fucking
back
fuck
in the
you,
next
you
dude.
fucking hair extensions.
Florida, you're gonna be underwater in a month, and we don't care.
I'm gonna build a castle, and my children are gonna my children who are not on puberty blockers
We'll take
are gonna live in it.
We'll take all of your people, even if because of you they're idiots. I am the J. Tyler,
I am your Miss Parker.
and this
Is
me
nothing.
dropping the mic.